sex with a white man. I can't. I've been to Africa. This is personal Kendra G. And I want to say this to all my black women who date outside their race. I support you because I understand it. But in Kendra G's personal manner, I've been to Africa, I've been to Ghana, I've been to the Elmina Castle, and I took the tours. And it's one thing to read about slavery. It's another thing to really, and if you go, you will understand what I'm talking about. You can still feel our ancestors in these caves. And they give you, there's a church upstairs while women are being raped. And there's one part in Elmina Castle that it was like the slave masters would be at top, and then the black women would come and they would pick out which one they wanted to have sex with. And so for me, I can't, like I said,
unsee that.
I can't unsee that.
Unfeel that.
And the wealthiest man ever that has ever tried to court me. And I knew that I still could never have sex with him just because of my ancestors.
Now, that Kendra G video, you know what? I'm actually going to give her a pass. You know why? Because I've seen a few of her, videos on YouTube. I remember who she is. She's done a few videos on YouTube. I think I've seen her dating show, and I think she is sincerely black. Okay, I think she's sincerely that way. Okay, because obviously my intuition, and I could read between the lines. I think she's black, but I'll say this. This is my opinion. Yeah. In many cases, there's always an exception to the rule, okay? But maybe that Caucasian guy, dare I say it, that has that unique touch, who may be very much in touch with the culture, okay? I'm not saying he's an Eminem, I'm not saying he's a Timberlake, I'm not saying he's a wannabe, but he's just a normal, clean-cut, very, I guess, good-looking guy, which a woman may find attractive, and she may even go there, okay? And that's not to disparage her, because I've already said that I think she's black in that way. Or, I think at least her and this guy will have a courting moment, and it may reach the edge, but it may not even go there. But that still proves my point that you entertained it. Because when you entertain a guy like that, who's taking it a few more rounds than you would have taken it with a very, 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 very good black guy who's got certain things going on. Okay, that's my point. Okay? For example, let's take Kendra G aside. There's other black women out there that talk that talk, walk that walk, and they're surrounded by black guys who got all the resources that are their type. But, she may talk the talk, but a lot of these women you see, head wrap, fist in the air, you catch them on the right time, you catch them at 12 at night, you catch them when a certain man is dropping them off because he can't bring them home. You'll see you there with. What was the saying? Black in the streets, but white under the sheets. Listen, I know you. Listen, I've been on TikTok. Yeah. And actually been around certain girls, and they're talking that talk. They're talking that proper talk. They're proper talking that radical, Nefertiti, third eye, Kemet, Unk, all that business there. All that talk. Listen, they've been to Ghana. Listen, Kendra G said she's been to Ghana. Them girls been there, done all that. Who they're lying with? The palest piece of massa you can find. No disrespect. Okay? And that's the difference. Yeah? And this needs more work. But a very extreme Caucasian racist that dislikes black folk, yeah, is not going to entertain you in no shape or form. Okay? Whereas I think black folk on the street level will. Okay? It's like you. Is it Cornel West you got over there? Cornel West, the Americans got over there. He's meant to be, a man of such words. Meant to be on it like that, but apparently he had a white partner. I mean, we've got a joke over here. We've got a joke over here called Lenny Henry. People like John Barnes who now want to talk black. But again, they're talking black, talking about unconscious bias and this and that. But he's in your bed. Come on. Now, let's take a pin there, yeah? Because my argument is they're calling out Caucasian folk, yeah? in many ways, yeah. Now there's a thin line now between calling out Caucasian folks hard and putting out equality. That's the difference, and that's a big difference for me. Yeah, if you're with Caucasian folks, you can call out a blatant racism or a blatant inequality. You can say, "I guess what? That's bad at work because Jamal didn't get promoted, but he's been there for 20 years, but yet Henry been there for a week and he's Jamal's senior manager. That's wrong. You can point that out. That's fine. Okay." You can even say, guess what? Nah, that's wrong. If Henry calls Jamal the N-word, no, that's racist, that's wrong. You can call that out. That's fine. But what I believe you can't do is say, oh, you cracker, you white this, you white. No. That's when me and you're going to disagree, and we're going to disagree. And the thing is, a lot of y'all do this. You have Caucasian partners, and then when it goes wrong, when it goes south, you start playing the race card. No. When you're skinning and grinning, and you think you got and you think you're like the cat that's got the cheese, because you think you got a bit of status and you got a bit of clout, it's all good and well. But when it goes south, you want to start bawling and crying. Nah, miss me with that. That's what I'm saying. You know. Yes, referring to that video, she mentions the ancestors, and for her, that's why she can't go there. That's fine. But some of you'll do all that. You'll do all that. Go Africa, this, that. In fact, when you go over there, you start playing a little colonial. You know what I mean? It's like going there, sort of looking down on people in many cases. But that's a sidetrack. That's a digression. What I'm saying is, just looking at my notes here. What I'm saying is, some of you do all that. I know a certain girl remained nameless. I see her in a YouTube video talking black, angry, pro-black, radical, all that kind of talk. Yeah? But from what I've seen and observed, when certain girls on a drunk one, not one but two masses, and these are some messy, dirty Irish men, and I can't watch the play. I was tapping my girl saying, see that one there? See how she is there? Let me show you something. Went to the online video. My girl's like, wow. That's them. That's y'all. Black and proud on the street. Massa under the sheets. You know what I mean? And I'll say this, to close. Like I say, with especially your women, they say, oh, I want dark-skinned man, I'm here for black man, blah, 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 blah. All it is the right white man hasn't come along yet. That's all that is. That's why they say that. They say that as a default, knowing that it'd be very rare that the white man will come anyway. But if he does, you'll know about it. If he does, come back to this video and say, yeah, write a comment saying, yeah, you was right. You was right, uncle. You was right, uncle. You was right, uncle. Thank you. Because that's all it is. You waiting for that David Beckham, or that, David Beckham, Tom Cruise, who's down with the culture, who, who's very, takes a backward step and lets her lead. Yeah. That's all, and that's all they want. That's the kind of guy they want. That's what they really want. They don't want you. You know what I mean? They want that. But they're portrayed, they're going on like they want the black man, and, oh, yeah, I want the dark skinned man now, and blah, blah, blah. Because when you check it in London, yeah, over here, quick one before I wrap this one up, what really happened was, all this interracial thing started not with black men dating black women, dating white women. It started with black women dipping out with white guys, and white guys thinking, yeah, we've got the one up on these brothers. Because we're dipping your women. Back in the 90s, when they had the 90s pretty girl era. The black guys caught on quickly and early and thought, right, I'm shutting this down. And 2-2s when all the white girls, Caucasian women started flocking to the brothers. The brothers therefore had value in the eyes of the sisters, who turned around and said, no, we want the black boys back. We want black men, dark skin. Because they knew damn well that dare I say it, the Caucasian male would not invest in them heavily, i.e. marriage. But by then it was too late. Because the brothers that jumped ship, moved on. And the statistic is 50%. The statistic is 50% of brothers date out in the UK. That's what really happened. Because naturally, you know, one is attracted to one's own kind, but when the other side were flopping and stepping out, these brothers ducked out, and the rest is history. That's why now you've got the sisters now trying to claw back all these brothers, but it's too late. It is what it is. Later.